Yeah, 2 nominations is like beyond exciting, and man, in the presence of the legends, what more can you want? This room is like so important today, and I feel really glad to be a part of it, and I think also, it's at a time where like it's really exciting for music, and we've lost so many legends recently. It's like we're now sort of awake to celebrating while they're here now. You know what I mean? Which I think is really important. Oh my God! Initially, yeah, in the beginning, I really struggled, but I think I feel new at this, so it took me a while to learn how to like get into a still space, forget about all of this, which is quite hard to block out. But I got a good team around me still, and eventually, when it becomes about the music, which is I'll always be doing that, it's the simpler it is, the easier it is. I mean, it sounds kind of cliche, but the thing that really helps me is to always be conscious of being myself, and to take risks. I think I've found that when it feels a little bit on the edge, you're sort of in the right place, you're doing something right. He's a special soul. Like, he walks into a room and immediately everybody feels at ease and like happy. He exudes joy, and that's what he brought to the music. Of course, at first I was like, what do you mean? What do you want to work with me for? Like, and I thought stylistically that we were two different ends of the spectrum, but I think for that reason, it was a great match. And we're going to do something more again soon, like something fresh. To take people by the hand, to take the audience's hand in. So if you're going to sort of be in your own lane, which he describes me as my music as being, that's great, but find ways to draw people in. You don't have to dilute something in order to welcome audiences' eyes and ears into something that's new and fresh. Tis a strange feeling. Like at school when you like the rare occasion when you win something, like if you're on a team, or I don't know, I used to play a lot of sport back in the day. It's like, wow, you've worked really hard. But then with music, I was thinking before it was announced, like, how did it get to the point where I think about it competitively, which is a bit of a weird one for me because I didn't really start writing the music from that perspective. I hope I beat Michael Kiwanuka, it doesn't work like that. And yet, it does mean something when someone says, this is really great what you're doing. Here's a heavy statue to put in your bedroom or wherever it's going to go. So yeah, it feels surreal. I kind of wish my mum was here. When I told her about the nomination, she was like, yeah, but you're not going to win, so don't get excited. And I was like, eh. But that comes from her very older generation, protect yourself, survive mentality. Don't get your hopes up. Bring a younger sister along who works with me as well. I mean, it's pretty wild and raw personalities in my family, so it's very difficult for you to go wayward because you'll be pulled right back quick. So I've got a really amazing family network, and not just biological family, like the band and my team, extraordinary people who work really hard. And when you see that emotional investment time and time again, it's very difficult to lose your head in that, because you're just like, right, I want to honour that by being really good. Loads. I was going through a divorce at the time, and I'd also come out about my struggle with anxiety, and then if you can, thinking that the label dropped me in January, that the latter end of that relationship was already sort of breaking down. So I was working on an album that they weren't that in tune with, which was hard because I believed in it. I thought it was really good music. So, but it was good because it was all fuel, wasn't it? It was like, And I think everyone can relate to those feelings of like sort of loss and isolation and like feeling like you're not given a platform. I don't mean just within the arts, I just mean in life when you're not heard. And everybody wants to feel valued. Everybody knows what struggle is about, and everybody wants to feel joy, and fulfillment. And I wanted the music to have those things right at the core. And I was just lucky in having people like, honestly, Troy Miller, the best producer and the best brother for me, like just understood and understands what I want to do musically, which is rare these days, because we've had so many amazing speeches today about where music is at in the commercial industry, and it's a tough time. So to find something that's real, you've got to hold on to that, and I was lucky in that sense. I'm lucky I had Prince tell me to my face several times, you don't need anybody, you've got the goods. Elton John said it over the phone, you don't need anyone to tell you that you got what's important. And it's not an arrogance thing, it's a thing that every artist needs, a sense of have faith in what I want to do and what I want to say. Even if it means at the beginning it's a bit of a search first to figure out how to do that. That's normal. So I feel like I've learned that shit takes time, and that's fine. I don't think major labels understand that, but that's because their motives are different. And that's fine as well, because I think the industry is changing rapidly. So good times for everyone, man. Skepta, Michael Kiwanuka. I mean, it's a revolution up in here.